Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be having a look at Project Paradise, the newest dungeon event that's been introduced to Fallout 76. So starting out here at Actos Pharma, we're going to head in just in the main doors, and we've got an elevator here now that actually works. For the longest time this has been out of commission. Now this isn't a low level area. You can see there it says you need to be level 50 plus, because like I say, the area around here is quite low, but the creatures down here would definitely one-shot just about any low level who stumbles in by accident. So we've got a couple of different things we need to do when we come down here. So coming down here should trigger the event for you. Again, it's on a timer, so if someone's done it recently, it won't trigger immediately. Because again, it's on a timer, it's server-wide, so you may have to hop servers, but it does trigger, it seems, when you come through those elevator doors when you come down. Now you can hear all the robots and all the enemies spawning. This place is just full of robots, bugs, animals, ghouls, just about everything. But you can see I've got a event notice there for initializing the experiment. I'm just having a look around because this is my first time actually in here. You see I'm trying to attack one of the friendly robots there. He's quite interesting. He's very into animals, and he's quite a low level, but he doesn't die. You see people are starting to spawn in now, seeing as the event has popped up on the map. See, we've actually got to go downstairs there. So there's some stairs just to my right there. They're just in front of you when you come in the elevator. Head down here and, well, we'll clear out the Assaultron first, because the Assaultrons will just melt through your armor, along with Mr. Gutsies, even if you are wearing power armor. And we don't talk to the robot, but we talk to the mainframe. Hack into this, initialize the experiment, and then you'll see we've got a couple of objectives popping up. Main one there, it says fill the trowers, but we've got 3 different trowers that we can fill in. We've got A, B and C, and they're all in different areas and take different items. So heading on first over into B, gonna see that it's spawning blowflies over here. And this is the trowel we need to feed, so I'm just having a look at it, just trying to work out what it is. You can see all there on the ground, the orange smoke. That's the kind of thing you do need to fill it. You've got one of the new flowers there, Kaleidopore flower. But again, not actually picked up the right item. Weird sound effect here. Every time, there's a lot of mole rats in here, every time they pop out, it makes the same sound as when you slam down in power armor. You can see there picking up some toxic sludge. This is the stuff that you need to actually feed it. Some of it spawns in the surrounding area as well as on the mole rats. So I'm just going to grab some of this. Now the objective is for each one that you fill, it's got a rating. So the more you put into it, the higher the rating, the better the creatures that spawn. So essentially what you want to do is attract stronger creatures with these trowers, so that it's easier for the next stage where you have to actually protect them. Now, like I say, it's for every single one of these trowers, and I'm just going to run around now and have a look at what each one actually requires, just to make it a bit easier if this is your first time, or if you're returning, you haven't done one of the other trowers. So as I said, in here, in B, it is toxic sludge. We're just going to add some more into there, make it a bit easier for everybody. And I don't know what's going on with my hit detection today, but some of the hits I've been throwing out just don't seem to be connecting. Like I say, we'll just carry on, go on to the next one. Take out some Snallygasters along the way. There's a couple bits of first aid, weapons, grenades, all sorts scattered around this area really. And I do quite like it, it's quite a nice area for a new dungeon to be introduced. Heading over into this, I believe, yep, this is A. So now that we're in A, we're going to head down Just have a look around. See, this is quite a nice area in comparison to the toxic sludge area. There are a lot of honeybeasts in here, at least when I came in. Again, randomly spawned enemies all over the place, and you'll be able to find all these rad stags all over the place. They have fragrant venison on them, which is what you'll use to attract creatures in here. So in this one, you just want to kill the sickly red stags and throw in their venison. Now if you are doing this with other people, what I'd recommend is doing it, basically letting them get a hit on them, because the more each of you are able to loot from it, the faster and better you can do this. Essentially you want to fill these up and get a free rating on all of them. Now just fast forwarding on over to Habitat C. You see over here, again, we've got that like orange glow on the floor for the kelp that grows in this area. So just having a look around, we could pick up some of that kelp and drop that in. And you see, while I've been doing this and just finding out which one's which, it has actually come to the point where we're on the final call now. And we've not very close to getting 2 on any of them. We've just got 2 on sludge, so it looks like at 20 you get up to a rating 1, which means we'll get a slightly stronger creature to defend. So starting off at rating 0, it can be anything from like a bloatfly to like a blood bug for rating 0, up to, if you get it to rating 3, that's when you're gonna see stuff like glowing death claws that can defend themselves much easier. And really, you do want those. Now in terms of it, there are 3 different animals that you need to protect. If, for example, you've, like with ourselves here, we've done 0, 0 and 1, it might be better just to consolidate and protect that 1, which is what we're most likely going to do here. We're going to protect Mittens, Charred Feral Cool, over the other 2, because they're going to pretty much instantly die with it being stuff like a blood bug and a bloatfly. They're not going to... Oh, actually we had a tick. I didn't realise that because it died so fast. See that? The tick gone instantly. Still got the blood bug there, but mainly relying on this feral ghoul here. And these can move off into the different areas. The blood bug there has just decided to go off on its own, even though it's such a weakling. And you've got to just basically defend these from anything that spawns, waiting for the big boss enemy that spawns. Depending on how well you did in the first part of this, depends on how easy this bit is. So again, if you had managed to somehow, maybe if you had a full team working together, got a free rank freeze, you might have like 3 glowing death claws, and they're going to be a lot more difficult for anything to take down. They'll probably be able to clear out areas on their own, especially if it's spawning stuff like bloatflies at them. Here I am, I'm just going to go off and see how that blood bug's doing, because it's not really taking any damage as far as I know. We see we've got some Tektrons scattered around. I'm just trying to work out whereabouts the blood bug is. See, it's actually directly over this side. Again, this is probably a pretty decent event to grind if you're looking for XP, really. If you're looking for meat, I don't know why you'd be looking for this kind of meat, but you could get a ton of different food types from doing this place, just from all the different kinds of enemies. And again, actually, if you're trying to fill off some of like the kill so many types and stuff, it's probably a good place because it spawns so many different types of enemies. See that the blood bug there, it's been cornered actually by those 2, but they couldn't fit through the door because of the gulper. Which is kind of hilarious. You ever get those flies that are just buzzing around you and really annoying, and you keep trying to hit them and it's like it's mocking you? Yeah, I feel that way about blood bugs. I really don't like the flying enemies in this, especially seeing as I don't know if they've nerfed it, but it didn't look. I tried it a couple times. It doesn't seem like VATS works in melee anymore on flying enemies. I'm so sure I've stabbed like bloatflies and stuff before, but it just would not let me. Having a look around, some of the people gone over there to Habitat A. I'm not quite sure why, because the Bloodbug's not there, as well as the Feral Ghoul is actually over in B. So I'm not sure why they all got headed over that way. But I'm going to head over back to the Feral Ghoul now that I've realised everybody's kind of left it, apart from one person. So we're going to head on over back to that, just to make sure, because we've been told that Big Boss is on its way. Just lost Fido there, which is not great, but didn't really expect much from it anyway. We're just going to consolidate, just going to protect Mittens here, going to keep Mittens alive and wait for this Big Boss to arrive. Now in terms of it, depends on how well you've done and how many you've got alive, but here we got a level 100 3-star legendary. Now depending on how well you've done, I've seen at least 2 of these, and what I wouldn't recommend is that. Yeah, I thought I could go up and beat the crap out of it, but Grafton Monster at level 100 3-star legendary ain't taking none of that. It looks like he may have just killed Mittens as well, pretty much instantly. That's the problem with this end bit, is the stuff it spawns is... it's intense. It's an intense boss. Like, it's not for you guys, like, as long as you stay away from it, especially with this one being a Grafton monster, you can stay away from it quite easily. But the problem is the AI on the stuff you're defending is not great. Maybe if every single one of us had an explosive machine gun of some kind. You can see actually most of the people around me do. I really need to get on that. Just drop rate's never been kind to me. Never had a single explosive weapon drop. Great if it did. One day, maybe with the new legendary vendor. Now, with this as well, I've seen reports that, again, it's the same old 3-star stuff, so this might be a level 100 3-star legendary. It can still drop 1-star wooden items, which is not great, but I guess that's all down to RNGesus. That's all down to that. Myself, I got a 3-star legendary there, Berserker's Machete. Which is okay. It's not amazing. It's not world ending or anything, but it's an okay legendary. And that is essentially the end. Depending on... well, if you have a team, because there's only 5 of you down here. If you go in with a team of 5, I think that this might work better for you. You can kind of split up your forces, communicate with each other better across the 3 zones on gathering, making sure that you actually get... I reckon if you split it up, say like 2, 2 and a 1 or something in each zone, you could potentially maybe get like 2 rank 2s and a 1, maybe a rank 3 in there, depending on how well you are. Again, you could always just put all 5 of you in one area, but that would probably be a waste. So I would definitely recommend on doing this with a group. You can. I did this solo. Like right now, this was solo. And to be fair, it's quite new. Everyone's trying to work out what they're doing. I was going around and working out what was in each habitat. I reckon the second time through this, it's going to be a lot easier. I could probably get like a rank 2 on my own, to be honest with you. So that shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. I reckon it'd be a good place to grind for like legendaries. There's new items and new plans that drop from the end of this if you don't like fail, because Mittens gets instantly 1 hit. It is, and overall I quite like the area. It's a little short, but I reckon for the dungeons we're going to get introduced and stuff going forward, I think they're all going to be about this length. This is kind of like the Burrows was slightly longer, I think, but this is more of an event, so it's more replayability in this area. So I do think this one is better. And then heading back out, you can just go up the elevator, or you can stay here and grind. That's entirely up to you. So, how are you guys enjoying this new dungeon? Let me know down in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for future content just like this.